That's not a school teacher. She's a sexual being.
She had this bomb body, you know what I mean? So when you see her, you be like, God.
She's comfortable with her body. She's beautiful, and then why not pose for the pages of Playboy?
When Carmen hits that stage and shakes those hips and dances and sings, it's great.
Carmen Electra, now on Biography.
She's one of the sexiest women alive, setting the red carpet on fire with her sultry, seductive presence. Carmen Electra is as hot as her name, and she always leaves the crowds begging for more.
If you've got the sexiness, she's got it there, why not flaunt it?
Everything about her is sexy. Sex has been a running theme throughout the Carmen Electra career.
Whether she's starring as a Baywatch babe, bearing it all in Playboy, or stealing the spotlight with bad boy Dennis Rodman, Carmen Electra has made a business out of being noticed.
I don't mind being labeled a sex symbol one bit. It's an image that I created, and I think because of that, I've sort of become a brand.
Now Carmen is extending that brand and returning to her roots as a dancer. Her best-selling aerobic striptease video gives new meaning to the term, break a sweat. Carmen's never been shy about revealing herself. So when she decided to marry the love of her life, rocker Dave Navarro, it seemed only natural to share that too, with millions of viewers in the reality TV show Till Death Do Us Part.
I believe that it really showed that love can work in Hollywood.
It's my darling.
Now in her 30s, Carmen has proven that she's more than just a sex symbol. She's a siren with staying power, a Midwestern girl who turned herself into a pop culture icon.
I just wanted to be a dancer, so pretty much everything I've done outside of be a dancer has been amazing to me.
Before she could even walk, Carmen was trying to dance.
My mom said when I was 2 years old, I would try to dance and I would fall, and she just said I was always dancing.
Her mother already knows she's going to be a star, so I guess from the age of like 5 years old, I guess, maybe even before that.
Carmen was born Tara Lee Patrick on April 20th, 1972 in Cincinnati, Ohio. The youngest of 5 children, Tara had music in her blood.
My dad is a musician. He plays guitar. He still does, actually. He's so sweet. He still plays in little, bars in Cincinnati. It's really cool. My mom was a singer in a band, and that's how my mom and dad actually met.
Her parents were like a middle class. They had a nice little house on Hermes Drive. Tara had her own room downstairs, had her studio, had the mirrors where she could dance, She had everything, She had a nice yard, a nice backyard. I used to cut it all the time.
As nice as their home was, life hadn't always been so easy, especially for Carmen's mother, Patricia, who had grown up poor. Although Patricia sang in local bands and had a black belt in karate, she was forced to give up her own dreams of stardom.
She got pregnant at an early age, and my sister got pregnant around the same age, and she just didn't want that for me.
So by Tara being the last one, she was like, okay, this is the one that I'm going to put everything that I can into because I don't want to make no more mistakes with my, with my family. So that was the beginning of her, like, putting her in the dance classes, putting her in the best schools, giving her everything that she wanted.
What Tara wanted to do was dance. When she was 9, her mother took her to audition for Cincinnati's highly competitive School for Creative and Performing Arts. Not only was Tara admitted, but she was soon stealing the spotlight in school musicals and dance recitals.
Tara Patrick and I used to go to dance competitions all the time, and we would compete, and she would always do a piece called Manhunt from Flashdance. That was like her number, her signature number. She'd crimp her hair, and she had like leather and chains on. She was just fierce, but she was 13, 12, 13 years old. So I think a couple of the fathers were like, oh, okay. But yeah, she was great. She was just doing her thing, dancing.
The one thing about Carmen, she always knew what she wanted, and she did it. By the time she was a teenager, Carmen's talent had made her a local legend. On weekends, she couldn't wait to hit the dance clubs, wearing outfits her mother made for her.
We used to go to clubs in little checkered pants and checker. This when the MC Hammer stuff was, and you know, the balloon pants and the vest to match. And we would walk up in the club like, people like, dang, you know, we have on a matching gear, you know. But that was the love of our life.
I would dance with Shane. We would work on moves together and dance and sort of, you know, battle different groups, you know, because back then that was the big thing, battling, you know. You work on your moves and then you see who's the best.
At school, she was one of the first white girls to rap.
Tara had a MC name. We used to call her Sweet Tea, and she was a good rapper. I think she was a great rapper. We would just sit around and she'd like to make up rhymes, and it was just definitely a part of who she was.
Not only could Tara bust a rhyme, she had killer looks as well. Everywhere she went, boys followed.
She was always super popular, and everybody thought she was gorgeous, and all the guys wanted to date her. And
you know what? I've always been boy crazy. I mean, in kindergarten, I had a crush. He was just the bad boy at our, you know, at our school. They weren't all bad boys, but the bad boys are the ones you remember.
But Carmen had more on her mind than boys. She'd always dreamed of leaving Cincinnati and becoming a star. But after graduating from high school in 1990, she was afraid of taking the next step.
And I was so afraid of rejection that I didn't have the guts to go out there and audition for stuff and commercials and whatnot. And I remember my mom, she got really frustrated with me, and you know, she had said, they're having auditions at Kings Island, and I really want you to go. I want you to go and audition.
Kings Island was a popular amusement park, and they were looking for dancers for their magic show. To her surprise, Tara got the job and found herself dancing in front of huge crowds every day.
You know, it's funny because just one thing can really help your self-esteem enough to sort of believe in yourself enough to say, you know what, I'm gonna go to LA because I think I can do it.
When you live in Cincinnati, you can't be 100% sure what's going to happen with a person because, you know, you have to be somewhere else. You can't make it in Cincinnati. But I always told her, I always said, if you ever go to California, you're going to be a star. You're going to be the biggest thing to ever hit California.
Coming up, a chance encounter sets Carmen on the road to stardom.
She called me late at night, and she says, Shane, I went to a club, and guess who I met? I said, who? She said, Prince.